Hi everyone, this is Aaron for Zollotech, and we're going to continue with iPhone 5 tips, and in this one we're going to talk about email. Now, email is something that the majority of people with an iPhone or any smartphone for that matter will use regularly. So I thought we'd go over some different things that might help you out along the way. Now, there's a lot of different settings you can do with email, and we'll do that by entering settings and going to Mail, Contacts, and Calendars. Here we'll find our different email addresses. You can see I have 3. We have different options as far as what type of email. So we have push turned on, and what push does is actually when you receive a new message on the server, so I send you a message, the server receives it, and it pushes it to you. You don't have to go into email and check for a new message. It just sends it to you by itself. We can turn that on or off, or change how often mail checks for it if it doesn't have push. Certain email accounts may not have push, but things like Exchange, Gmail, Me, well actually Gmail doesn't, but Mobile Me or iCloud or whatever it is these days, when you're watching this video, push works with those just fine. Now you can see we have a bunch of different options down here as well. We can show 50 recent messages. We can change this to all the way up to 1,000. We can show preview, so maybe we want to see more or less lines of preview. Let's change it to 3. We can show the to or CC label, so for those of you that don't know, we have who we're sending to and CC, or we can carbon copy someone or send it to someone else. We can ask before deleting. We can load remote images, so images sent to us remotely, we can either have it load by themselves or not. We can organize by thread. Now, threading is something you usually either love or hate. Threading means I send you an email, and then you reply back. Then I reply back to you. Your phone or mail will recognize that it's from the same person, probably responding to the same thing, and then start a thread. It will start to kind of tier them down as there's similar messages so that they're all in one location. There's always BCC myself, so that's blind carbon copy myself, and that means it will send it to yourself by itself also. So you'll have a copy of the email as well, but the receiver won't know that you sent yourself a copy. We have increased quote level. So you can see it says it adds a level of indentation when you forward or reply to a message. Then we have a signature, so mine just says thank you, Aaron. We can do it per account or by one account or all accounts. And then we have our default account. I have 3 different accounts, and I can set a default. Now down here we can contact sort. We can sort the order of our contacts. Last name first, first name last, my info. We can import SIM contacts. So maybe we're coming off of a different phone, or maybe our iPhone 5 broke and we have some contacts on our SIM card. This isn't really used too much anymore, but it can be handy if you need it. New invitation alerts on the calendar. So if someone adds you to a calendar, you can accept invitations. These are more for calendar, so we're not going to talk too much about that now, but you can see all the different things there. So we've got all these different settings, and then we have individual settings. So if I go into my Mobile Me or iCloud account, you can see I have all these different things it can sync. And based on iCloud, I can sync all of these different things. Other accounts won't have these. So if I go into my Zollotech account, I can sync just the mail and notes. These are all of my server settings, things like that, but we won't share those right now. But this is where you would set all that up if you needed to. If we go back out, go back home, we can go to email itself. If we go into mail here, your icon may be in a different place, but you can see here's a typical email message, and there's a couple things we can do. We can either go back, and you can see one's coming in as a notification. Just swipe that out of the way there. So you can see we can go back. We'll go back into this one, and we can go up or down, and this lets us go to the next message. We'll go up, it'll go to the newest message. Go down, it goes back. So pretty simple. We can do it that way. We can scroll up and down here. We can zoom in and out, pinch to zoom, and then you can see who it's from and who it's to. We can hide that, but if we want to see who it's from, this gives the information. So it gives the actual address. We can create a contact off of that address, add to an existing contact, or we can make it a VIP person. So anytime this person emails me, it puts it in the VIP inbox, which I'll show you in a moment. And again, they sent it to me, and this will give me more details on which account, which email account, phone number, all those things. Now you can see I have a bunch of different emails here. If I want to check for a new email, I just pull down and we get that little thing spinning here. Simple enough. I can search email, and we can do this based on from, to, subject, or all. So if you don't know what it's about, but maybe we know it's about Apple, this will search everything for Apple. Pretty simple. We also have the option to edit and delete all these. So we can swipe to the right to delete. We can hit edit and delete one at a time. So we'll delete those. So we can do that, pretty simple. But we can't do delete all. It's just not here. So I've actually been asked that question recently. You just can't do it. We can create a new message, hit that button here, and you can see it's CC blind carbon copy from my @Mac address. And then I can go into my contacts with this button, or I can just type and it will autofill. So I can type this. You'll see it'll start to autofill. And we can save the draft or delete it. I don't want it, but a draft will save it. Maybe you want to type later. You can do that. And then if we go back, you'll see we have all my different email boxes. If I hit edit, we can go in here, move them around rather. When we've got this on, same down here, go to done. And the VIP email address that I mentioned earlier, going to VIP, we can add a VIP. So maybe we want certain messages from specific people. It could be a relative. It could be anybody you want. Could go in that mailbox. And again, we have our accounts down here. So we'll go to iCloud and we can go into individual things. So maybe we accidentally deleted an email and we want to get it back. Well, if we're in our inbox, this happens to me a lot. I accidentally delete something. I'll go back. I'll go down to say iCloud and then maybe go to the trash and I can grab it here, or I can go to junk mail. Maybe I have something there. So there's all these different little things. It's not very complicated, but is something you can use. You can also type email in landscape or portrait. So if I rotate it here, you'll see I can type this way or this way, making it pretty convenient. We can also send to multiple contacts, just keep adding people here, pretty simple. And that's really it. When we get a new email, it'll show a 1 here or a 2 or however many we have. And it will also show them in the notification up here. So that's pretty simple. And on our home screen. So that's the last thing I want to show you is notifications. So again, we go to settings, notifications, and down here we have messages, things like that. But mail is what we're looking for. So you can see it says show. We can show none or 1 or 5 unread or 10 unread. We'll pick 10. Then we can show which one we want to show and pick the way it displays. So for iCloud, maybe I want iCloud to show none or at the top or in the middle. And then there's these different options here, viewing the lock screen, which I do want. I don't know why it's off. We can have it have different sounds based on the email account. Same with the Zollotech account. We want all these things on. Looks pretty good to me. And we can do this individually. So if you have 20 email accounts, you could have 20 different sounds. So pretty nice, pretty convenient, and pretty simple. So hopefully that helps you get a good grasp or understanding about mail, and maybe there's something else you saw that you weren't aware of. If you have any other suggestions that you think maybe I missed that would be helpful to other viewers of this video, please place those in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed already to this channel, please subscribe. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.